Hello again, this is Adam House from Combat Veterans and Disabled Veterans for Ron Paul, host of the Language of Liberty on blogtalkradio.com. I've been on the Liberty Tour to Tampa this month, started out on August 1st. Today is the 23rd and I'm in Clearwater. We'll be finishing up tomorrow in Tampa. Came down here to participate in Paul Fest, the Veterans for Ron Paul March on the Republican National Convention, and the Republican National Convention itself. As it stands right now, it looks like Monday morning we're actually going to be meeting at 9 a.m. at the Florida State Fairgrounds, and we will be going out into the community, finding homeless and disabled veterans in the streets, in the parks, and in the homeless shelters. Be at the Florida State Fairgrounds Monday morning to find out details. This is part of what I've been doing this month. You can check out the information about what towns I've been through and what days I was there on cvrp2012.com, Liberty Tour to Tampa. And this is a flag that I've carried with me through all these different towns. Disabled Veterans for Ron Paul on one side, Combat Veterans for Ron Paul on the other, and a lot of great Ron Paul supporters that I've met along the way. They've been putting their own little personal inspirational messages and signing the flag and talking about how we need to end the wars. Got some help along the way. Wounded Warrior Project was kind enough to give me some materials. Got some handouts I'm handing out to folks. And also Operation Homefront provided me with some materials. Wounded Warrior Project gave me some t-shirts and some caps to wear along the way, and appreciate the help there as well. And I wanted to tell you a really inspirational story in this video. This is the Liberty Rock, signed by Ron Paul. The Cobb County Grassroots Republicans for Ron Paul in Cobb County, Georgia, District 34, had picked up this rock and took it to get it signed at their state convention by Ron Paul, and apparently Ron Paul himself said this was the strangest thing that he had ever signed. I asked the Cobb County Republicans if I could carry this with me, Ron Paul supporters, if I could carry this with me on the rest of my tour, and they graciously allowed me to do so. So I'll be returning it back to them next week sometime. I want to tell an inspirational story about what they've done. District 34 of Georgia, a Republican incumbent of 16 years by the name of Judy Manning was running for re-election for Georgia State House. And the Ron Paul supporters there decided that they wanted to run one of their own to unseat the incumbent, neocon, and they did. And about 2 months before the election, they decided to do this, ran a man by the name of Charles Gregory. And they knocked on 93% of the doors in their district in those last 40 days, between 400 and sometimes even up close to 700 doors per day. They claim they only raised about 10,000 as opposed to the incumbent Judy Manning's 90 to 100,000. The election for the Republican primary there was on July 31st of this year, and the Ron Paul supporters not only did well, but they elected their own to that office. Apparently there's not a Democratic challenger in that district, so this Ron Paul supporter will be taking office in Georgia State House District 34. I thought that everybody in this movement should know about this and know that we can do this. We can take our country back. We can restore constitutionally limited government. We can restore the ideas of self-ownership and individual liberty. We can restore our rights and bring our rights back to the people and stop these unconstitutional overseas military police state occupations that we seem to be pursuing in perpetuity and all the death that goes with it. So thanks once again for joining me. Again, this has been Adam House, Combat Veterans and Disabled Veterans for Ron Paul, in Clearwater, Tampa tomorrow, marching out into the communities to help our homeless veterans on Monday the 27th. Be there that morning at the Florida State Fairgrounds, 9 a.m. See you there. We're going to make an impact on Tampa.